Okay, for some actual bullshit fucking reason, my stream dropped out. So what that means is we get to do this all over again. So, hi. As I said in the previous fucking stream before it cut out, my amazing co-hosts Jamie Jones and Smoke Jones on the ONU MMA show, they did a podcast with their UFC 247 picks. Unfortunately, due to my commitment making the upcoming underweight record, I was not able to make this podcast. Yeah, I was fucking bummed about it. I'm bummed I have to fucking do this all over again because my fucking stream cut out. But fuck it, we will power through. We will get it done again. And yeah, so make sure you go and check out that video. I'm probably gonna, what I might do for the podcast is put their stream and my stream into an audio format and then release it as one long podcast. But fuck it, let's get straight into this card because I do not have much time at all because I have to go record vocals today. So let's start with the undercard. I'm only gonna do a few fights. In fact, I might even... Nah, fuck it. I'm going to do a few fights. I'm going to start with Yule versus Martinez. Now, for someone called The Highlight, I'm not wowed by Andre Yule, especially when he just got knocked out by the artist formerly known as Henan Barral. Yeah, I know. I laughed at my own jokes. I thought that was pretty funny. And then he got finished by both Nathaniel Wood and Chito Vera, two dudes that I am very fucking high on. I think they are both incredible prospects. Nathaniel especially. I've heard rumors that those two want to fight each other, possibly in London. I don't know if there's much time to do it in London. I think the card is full. But speaking on Andre Yule for a minute, he gives up takedowns fairly easily, especially towards the end of the fight. And not only that, but he got knocked out about 2 or 3 months ago, which very rarely works out well for anyone, as we just saw with Cowboy and Connor. It's not always a good idea to like fight back to back to back after you get knocked out quite savagely. Martinez is someone that I've had my eye on for quite a while. I feel he could be a very interesting prospect. He's got some really nice back takes, some great reversals, and has a sick guillotine. Now, if you've ever rolled with me, if you ever trained or grappled with me, you will know that I fucking love guillotines. Shout out to Sam Lees, who calls the guillotine the boxer's choke, which, say what you will, but I fucking love guillotines. What can I say? I see Martinez, here's how I see it going, because Martinez likes to stalk people down with his striking, so I think this fight we will see Martinez stalk Yule, lots of feints, lots of head movement, pressure him towards the fence, put him against it, take him down, and then sub him. Johns versus Bautista. As I said, I don't know much about Johns, but I have seen Bautista fight before. I believe his only loss comes from Corey Sandhagen. I actually believe that's the fight that I have seen him in before. Now, Corey Sandhagen is an absolute fucking beast, so that is not a shameful loss to have on your record. I think Corey Sandhagen is, at the very least, going to be a top 3 contender in the future. Bautista has some really nice scrambles on the ground and really good submission defense, but in terms of his striking, he has a lot of smart, educated forward pressure. He doesn't just come fucking barging forward, and he likes to throw knees in the clinch, especially a lot of like step through knees, which I tried doing it there, but like you can't see the lower half of my body, so fuck it, whatever. But I'm a huge fan of the step through knee. That's one of my favorite techniques. I love throwing that in sparring and stuff, and it's fucking great. So hopefully he catches him with one. If he catches him with a knee, mwah. I love knees, I love elbows. Anything gritty and up close and nasty, give it to me all day. The only thing I don't like about his game is when he gets put against the fence. He's not super active. He's willing to use that time against the fence to rest, get his composure, plan his next move, and when you are defending, possibly takedown after takedown, any potential strikes off the break, that can get you in trouble if you just fucking sit around waiting there. I talked about it with, I can't remember who it was, but it was on the most recent Cage Warriors card in London. If you just sit there against the fence and do absolutely fucking nothing, whether you are just sitting there, whether you have your back to the fence, or you are there trying to initiate the takedown, and you are just laying there praying for something to happen, you are going to get fucking caught one way or another. So always remain active against the fence. Always. I don't understand why this next fight is even happening, let alone on the main card. I just have to say that right off the bat. The fight what I'm referring to is Derek Lewis versus Ilia Latifi. Now, I am a fan of both gentlemen. I just don't want to see them fight each other. I do not want to see Ilia Latifi fight at heavyweight. This is a hometown fight for Derek Lewis, so you know the crowd is going to be behind him even more than usual, myself included. I have to be honest, I am a huge Derek Lewis fan. If you follow him on Instagram, he posts some of the funniest shit you will ever see, and his post-fight interviews are some of the funniest you will ever hear. Obviously, we've had. My friends like to call me the king of the one-liners. I actually think Derek Lewis, if he's not close to taking the crown from me, he may have taken the crown from me. And when we have My Balls Was Hot, Where's Ronda Rousey's Fine Ass Out? And like, I think he said he nearly shit himself when he ate a body kick. The USA in this whole what was the one in New York? Oh yeah, when he fought Blagoy Ivanov. Obviously, Blagoy Ivanov, for those of you who don't know, Blagoy Ivanov was stabbed through the heart. So obviously he's got the fucking the stitch wound where he was like put together. He's got the stab wound there. Derek Lewis, and I was in the arena for this. Derek Lewis actually said, I was trying to stick my hand through that fucking booty hole in his chest. And obviously he's referring to the stab wound. I was fucking dying. I was crying with laughter. And everyone around me was as well. Some people were like, oh, I don't get it. Obviously they didn't know, but the people who were there that were in the know, it was fucking funny. So let's go into the technical aspect. Latifi is a very good wrestler, but Derek Lewis has what I like to call the bitch get off me defense, which is where he will literally just throw you off him. He will not care. Like, there's no fucking technique involved. He will just bench press you off him. So, now if you think he's doing that to heavyweights, how hard do you think it'll be for him to throw an essentially blown up 185er, because at 205 Latifi is still pretty small off of him? It won't be that hard. Latifi did look pretty thick at the weigh-ins, but still, you're jumping up 2 weight classes. Like, it doesn't always work out well. Not everyone can do a fucking Conor McGregor. But even McGregor fighting Nate and Cowboy at 170, he was fighting blown up 155ers. And in this one, Lewis is fighting a blown up 205er, and in my opinion, a blown up 185er. I think Latifi could compete at middleweight if he really fucking wanted to. Latifi, one thing he is very good at with his wrestling is his ability to get underneath opponents. Daniel Cormier is another one who is an expert at this. But DC has the frame and has the technique and has, more importantly, the power. DC has freak explosive power for his frame and his shape, the shape that Daniel Cormier is in. You would not think that he's able to do the shit he can do. But he picked Josh Barnett. If you guys didn't see the fight in Strikeforce between Josh Barnett and Daniel Cormier, and I think he also did it to Dan Henderson, he lifted those guys. And this is Dan Henderson at heavyweight, Josh Barnett at heavyweight, lifted them off the ground and slammed them back down. Latifi, I don't think he'll be able to do the same. I don't think he'll be able to get underneath Derek Lewis to get the takedown. I just do not see it. Now, I don't... Yeah. Whatever. I almost second-guessed myself there, because Latifi is a fucking good wrestler. But sometimes technique on its own will not save you. Latifi is powerful, Latifi is strong, but Lewis is a big dude. He has to cut to make 265. What do you think he's going to be fucking weighing at night of the fight? He may be like 290, 280, 290. Probably more 280 now that I think about it. But still, how the fuck are you going to lift a 280-pound man and get him to the floor when you're Alir Latifi size? You know, he may be small, but as I said, he's not DC, and DC is an Olympic-level wrestler. So, but as I said, I could be very wrong. If I'm going to be wrong about a fight, it could very well be this one. Latifi is a fucking tank. He is a fucking tank, and I think the only thing that loses this fight for Derek Lewis is Derek Lewis himself. Now, really good fight in the featherweight division coming up. I've had my eyes on both these guys because at any point in time, Andre could be given a call to fight either of them, and I want to be aware of their skill set. So, like, if there's anything I can add or anything like that, I have the knowledge to do that. But Mirsad Bektic versus Dan Ige, this is not a bad fight at all. This is a sleeper fight, and it's one of the ones that I'm very intrigued about. One thing I have noticed about Bektic is he generates a lot of power from his core. He likes to throw massive shots and has really good balance, which when you add in his wrestling IQ, and he does have very good wrestling IQ, it makes him very, very hard to take him down. And I think people have kind of written him off after the Elkins fight because he got caught late. And, you know, that fight was his to lose and he lost it. But they only look at that as opposed to the 14.5 minutes where he was beating Elkins up. And he was beating Elkins up. I love Darren Elkins, but, you know what I mean? He got caught, and I don't think people should write him off because of it. So, what do we got next? Adams versus Taffa. Two heavyweight dudes that should not be that high on the card. But, you know, you gotta put big guys up there, I guess. Everyone loves a heavyweight fight. So, someone's probably gonna get fucking knocked out. I'm sure the guys went into a more extensive analysis of that fight, but I don't have the time nor the inclination to cover that fight right now with the limited amount of time that I have. So let's jump from Bektic and Ige over to the co-main event. Now this one is going to be very quick. This one's going to be pretty quick because, like the masses, I have got Valentina winning this fight over and over and over. If these two fought 10 times out of 10, Valentina takes it 10 times out of 10. One of Valentina's greatest strengths is her ability to read her opponents early and adapt around them. And, you know, as I said, great champions can adapt on the fly. Chookagian cannot wait for Valentina to make the first move. She needs to put her on the back foot straight away and pray that she can find the shot that will put her down, whether that shot be a strike or an actual shot. But then again, Valentina, fucking great at grappling too. People, you know, say how she's predominantly a striker. Valentina has great grappling too. She's becoming more and more well-rounded. And it's the same thing people used to say about Conor. Like, someone better fucking beat him before the grappling matches up with the striking. It's the same with Valentina. Someone better beat her before she catches up, because otherwise she's going to be dangerous. This fight won't last long in my opinion, because it will be decided within the first 2 minutes, if that. Valentina will have a window to get Chookagian's timing down and assess which shots will be best. She will throw stuff out there, I believe. She definitely won't just stand there and be like, okay, what's coming? She will set up traps to get reads, and then she will use those. Valentina, it's like, imagine you're playing Grand Theft Auto San Andreas or something like that, where you hold the button and you have the wheel of all the fucking weapons that you can draw out. Right? Valentina, I imagine fighters like Valentina who have a high fight IQ have something like that in their head. That's kind of how I like to picture it. In that when they assess what shots to land, they will kind of have like the fucking Terminator eye in front of them, and then they'll be like, okay, she's gonna dip this way, leave her hand kind of down so the high kick is there, a la Jessica Eye. Unfortunately, Valentina has every single tool. Unfortunately for Chookagian, Valentina has pretty much every single game in the tool at her disposal. So Chookagian's got to be worrying about a million fucking different things. Valentina's only really got to be worried about one, and that is like Chookagian coming to meet her straight away. She's to angle out, get the fuck away, make her assessments, make her reads, and then get down to business. I don't think Chookagian takes this one. I think she's very skillful. I do not think she beats Valentina, though. I don't see anyone taking the belt from Valentina for a very, very long time, especially with how kind of shallow the women's flyweight division is. So that being said, let's move on to the main event. Johnny Bones Jones against Dominic Reyes. Now Reyes 12-0, his first title shot in the UFC against the undefeated, undisputed light heavyweight champion of the world, and in some people's, but not my eyes, the greatest of all time. Now, if we look at the stats of the fight, John Jones has a 7-inch reach on Dominic Reyes, but Reyes has very good lateral movement, so he can use his lateral movement and angles to create angles and then get inside. What I saw in the Santos fight is that even Jones can be damaged with low kicks. We've talked on the show before. I believe it was when we had Six Gun Gibson on. We talked about how damaging low kicks can be and how they've become the new in thing. Reyes has very, very good leg kicks. And with Reyes being the southpaw fighter, the lead leg is there to just carve away at. But he needs to start right away. He can't fucking Jose Aldo it and think, alright, I'm just going to use it to, like, as a crutch, as a safety thing. Reyes has to come out and start firing those low kicks straight away. Reyes is coming in with a lot of confidence. I'm gonna talk about the mental aspect real quick. Reyes is coming in with a lot of confidence, which can be both helpful to him and also a detriment. Jones loves mentally breaking his opponents and taking away their composure to the point where he can beat them with their own game plan. That was another thing that Santos did really well, was he kept composure. He didn't get too disheartened when the fight was slipping away from him. He didn't get too eager when he was starting to find success. He stayed the path, kept his composure the whole time. Jones could not break him mentally. And I think that's a large part of the success that he has. Jones enjoys breaking people mentally. Reyes is coming in with a lot of confidence. If that confidence even starts to break, and Reyes loses that poker face and starts to show, oh shit, he's just going to fucking do to me what he's done to everyone else. Game over. Straight away. I think, as I said, the leg kicks will be what decides it for Reyes. He likes, and possibly the head kick. The head kick's there for him. He's a southpaw, so obviously the liver shot is there for him. He likes to lead opponents onto them as well, especially being a southpaw. As I said, the liver kick is available. John gets fucking nailed with a nice liver kick. That opens up the head. Could be, you know, he could put him down with his fucking left hand. Reyes has the ability to win this fight. Do not get it twisted. This is not just another fucking tomato can for John Jones to fight. Dominic Reyes is fucking dangerous. And if you let him get his shots off, he will put you down. And when he puts you down, you ain't getting up. So it will solely be on Reyes putting the pressure on early, taking away that lead leg and landing the shot that Jones doesn't see coming. The only problem is the amount of experience and the fight IQ of John Jones is so high. And Jones has so many tools. As I said, his fight IQ is so high, and he's fought at the top of the mountain for so damn long now. He has fought through generation after generation after generation. And he's only 32. He's seen almost everything that can come his way. As I said, the problem will come when we reach round 3, round 4, round 5, when Reyes' shots aren't landing as hard, they're not coming as often, and John will start to work through the gears. He will start going through second gear, third gear, fourth gear, fifth gear, and he starts throwing more crazy as shit. He starts hitting harder, starts putting Reyes to the fence and putting him down. Jones has excellent Greco-Roman wrestling, and that shit is tiring. I think he'll put Reyes back to the fence force him to defend trips. Obviously, we've seen John Jones, he likes the tie trips. Takedowns, make him very wary of any elbows, whether he hits them or not. Reyes will be aware that Jones loves throwing elbows off the break. Obviously, we talked to Six Gun Gibson a while ago. Six Gun Gibson is in the camp of John Jones, and Six Gun was saying when we talked about what's going to be the next trend in technique, is elbows. Six Gun believes it's going to be elbows. What is John Jones very good at? Elbows. What is one of John Jones' greatest strengths? Creativity. So Reyes has to be very aware of any elbows or knees that could come out of the clinch in this fight. So that's my opinion. If I'm going through this card and giving you guys my picks, I'm going with John Jones, Valentina Shevchenko, Juan Adams, Mirsad Bektik, Derek Lewis. Oh yeah, fucking shout out to to James Krause, man. The Giles and I forget the other gentleman's name. The other guy pulled out, and Trevin Giles is from Houston, so this is a hometown fight for him. And James Krause, being the absolute fucking gangster as he is, James Krause, respect, dude. He's stepping up. This is a guy who fights at lightweight and welterweight, and he's stepping up on 24 hours, less than 24 hours notice, to fight at 185. That is a fucking gangster move, man. So whether James just goes in there and gets fucking starched or choked out within 30 seconds, doesn't matter. Like, this is a fucking gangster move from James Krause. Fair fucking play to him. A lot of people say anyone, anytime, anywhere. Very few people actually fucking mean it. And people have got to start giving James Krause the respect he deserves, man. He's a dangerous dude. So, with that, so those are my UFC 247 picks. My analysis of some of the fights. What else have I really got to talk about? Oh yeah, as I said, I'm working fucking tirelessly, endless hours, endless late nights and early mornings on this Underways record. I'm actually about to go record my vocals for another track, so I'm excited, because now's the time when we're really going to start ramping things up, and we may have something to show you guys in a few weeks. I'm going to keep that one close to the chest, but I'm excited to share it with you guys, man. The music that we're putting out is fucking awesome. It's been really nice having a band. Like, I love Aftermath with every part of my being, but it's really nice being in a band with people who I have known throughout different parts of my adult life throughout the years. Obviously now we have a full band. We have John Godley on drums, who back in the day, like, I've known John since he was like, I think like 14, 15, and you know, that kid is special, man. I said kid, sorry John. That dude, he's fucking special. He's an insane drummer. The dude's a fucking rock star, man. That's all I can say. I see so much great potential in John. I always have. I always thought back the last one's left. Unfortunately,